Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, The Reunion Part 2. If you were new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. I have this headband on that I have turned into a scarf because I did my hair last night. I thought it was going to be cute. And when I woke up, it said, nope, it's not as cute as you thought it was going to be. You might want to do something about that. So I was like, let me go ahead and throw this on. It is actually a headband, like I said, but it's so long that I just like turn into a full-on scarf. It's just to get my hair out of the way. And so my hair don't be looking all kind of crazy. As far as this episode, usually episode 2 of the reunions is when it was like, oh, child, she said that. They did that. When, what, where, and how. We usually getting all of that. We got like a little morsel of that, but not a lot. We starting off with this whole beef between Drew and LaToya, which I do not understand why LaToya came so hard at Drew. Maybe she's like, okay, this is the new girl, so I can't go with the veterans. I got to go after the new girl, because as soon as Drew walked in, LaToya was getting on her about her wigs. Yeah. As far as wigs and hairstyles from throughout the season, these ladies, they've had some questionable choices of the wigs that they have chosen. So it's not like anybody can be ragging anybody about the type of hair or hairstyles that they have chosen. But I guess it wasn't them doing it. It was more of LaToya. But I was like, why is she so pressed with Drew? Is this I gotta make my name out here? If I'm only getting A, B, C, or D about amount of money per episode, then I'm gonna make that. They gonna get their money's worth type of situation. Kenya jumps in talking about some Drew tried to discredit her. She then tagged her hair care line on Instagram or Twitter or both, I don't know. And I guess she was saying some negative stuff about her hair care line. Like, not trying to be shady, has anybody used Kenya's hair care line? Whether, I guess I can look that up, the reviews, if people like it, if people don't, I don't know. I don't follow these ladies on social media because one is because I wait till the season of what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on outside of the season to influence how I feel on the season. I just review what's on the season. And I think that's where social media is good and it's bad. It's good because we finding out news and we can get justice for things. That's a whole nother story. But it's also bad. It's like somebody didn't put this information out. Now we didn't find out about this 4-5 months, and then we waiting, and by the time the season come on, we no longer care about it. I mean, we still want to find out, but then it's like, okay, after we talked about it for like an episode, like we ready to move on because we've been hearing about this for the longest time. But I guess Drew felt, well, you was coming for me, so I came for you. If you're going to throw shots at me, I'm going to throw shots at you type of situation. Then we moved over to LaToya spreading Kenya's business. And LaToya, she tried to play it off like, well, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to do that. The King tells her, you may be the youngest, but please don't be the dumbest on this stage. You know I did not want you out here telling my business to Portia and or Drew. They almost the same person. Portia is grooming Drew to doggone it be the next her. And Portia's like, I'm grooming people. How I get into this? I was like, that is so true. If you want to be blaming anybody who was going to try to turn you against LaToya, you should have been looking at Marlo. Because Marlo did that from the jump. She pulled LaToya to the side and told her, you need to watch out for Kenya. Did we forget that? I'm surprised they didn't bring that up or they didn't roll that footage. Marlo was the one telling LaToya she couldn't trust Kenya and all that other stuff. And then LaToya tried to throw Candy in. Well, she was up there telling Don Juan and them, and Candy was like, I was wrong just like you was wrong, and I apologize for that. I was like, Candy, she acknowledged I shouldn't have been out here telling the people all of Kenya's business either. But the thing is, even Portia and Drew was like, girl, that's her business. I mean, we do be shady towards each other, but don't be coming over telling how her husband trying to get alimony and she trying to get divorced and she trying to get custody and all that other stuff. We not finna to do that over here. That's when I guess they was trying to looking at her like, girl, you rolling kind of funny. You're rolling funny. Okay, we talk about the trip to, was it North Carolina? South Carolina? It's been so long, y'all. My memory ain't what it used to be. But she said that she was not going to leave her child in Atlanta with a new nanny. And I totally agree with that. She said if they wanted to bring their kids, they could have brought their kids. But Candy was like, as far as I know, we're not allowed to bring our kids with us on the trips. Well, I guess in Kenya's case, she has nobody to watch her kids. But it's like, didn't we see her cousin, like, in at least one or two scenes? Her cousin couldn't have, like, watched her child for her. I mean, could she not have done that? Like, she could have, like, I don't know her cousin's living situation. If she could have took off of work, I'm like, okay, I don't, trust nannies like that. You family, we known each other all our lives. Can you watch my child for a few days while I go to work? But Candy's like, okay, Candy, I love you down. Love you like my girl, the bag of pearls. But if you could arrange for a whole stripper to be here, it is a lot easier for you to have your child here than it is for me to have mine here. And I was like, well, but the thing is, they thought they were going on a girls' trip. Now, I'm not so much sure because Brooklyn, she's only, 1 or 2 years old. So they really haven't had that many trips since Brooklyn has been alive. But I think the first time I seen they brought somebody bring their kids on a trip was when Kim Fields did it. And then it was like her kids was crying, they was fussy, they was tired, it was all those things. So you gotta take that into consideration. But Candy feels that Kenya used Brooklyn as a way to not deal with the rest of the ladies. Like, we're here, we're showing up for a scene, we're doing our jobs, but you're using, okay, my baby needs to sleep, I can't feel the scene right now. Like, we here doing our jobs, and you got Brooklyn here as your excuse as to why you can't do it. Now, as far as the whole plane type of situation, Drew, she was like, I thought that was shady. Like, you telling me this new girl coming in that you finna that gonna get on a private plane with this other new girl and just leave your homegirls who you known for a few years just to fend for themselves. Yeah, you got them a charter bus, but y'all finna fly in luxury. Well, you didn't know it this time, but your friends was like 8 hours. Not, I don't think that the air was working the whole time through, hot, tired, uncomfortable, while y'all was up there, flying in comfort. She just thought that was shady that Kenya would do that. And Kenya clarifies that she was going to get Brooklyn her own Sprinter bus. But with the cost it was to do that, she could have just, taken a private plane. And that's what she did. She took a private plane with Brooklyn, brought LaToya on the road and on the plane, and that's what they did. Then Kenya says, well, meet Drew, we talked about your body issues. And it's like, body issues? Okay, this is what we doing. We body shaming people on here? Well, Drew clarifies that she has, I'm not no medical expert, for real, even though I watch plenty, and I mean plenty, of medical shows. Couldn't tell you what that was, but I believe in it's fibers on her uterus, and those fibers is what's making her stomach look big, and she has to get a hysterectomy. Now, I ain't gonna put that business out here, but there is a lady that I watch here on YouTube, and like she said she had some fibers like the size of grapefruits. Now, grapefruit like that big. Just imagine you have several of those inside your uterus. Mine is, we're not even looking, like, the pain alone, my goodness. And then you have your stomach bulging out because of that, because your uterus ain't but that big, and you got these fibers that's this big. It's a lot going on. It's just like, you over trying to shame me for my body, but there's a reason why my stomach looks like this. I have fibers, boo-boo. Now we're going to ups and down of Portia and Candy relationship. We rolled that beautiful bean footage when, Portia said that she heard from somebody that they was going to try to, knock her out and all that other kind of stuff. And I don't know if Phaedra was lying to get back at Candy and just use Portia as a pawn, or Portia was in on it, but Portia's like, well, you told me this is what happened. I don't know what happened, but okay. I don't think I lost my train of thought that fast. Like, I don't know what the truth is, but you know, Portia, Candy says she feels that Portia is changed a lot. Marlo's like, she was wondering why Portia and Candy became so close after the dungeon party. Like, after that, it was like, girl, you my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. It's almost like Candy got dirt on her. And I was like, I don't think Portia will be sucking up to Candy because Candy had dirt on her. Because Candy, you know, she like to be telling folks business. She do it slyly, but she be telling folks business. And I don't think doggone her and Portia are that good a friend to where she be, you know, Portia be doggone bowing down to her and kissing her feet and doing everything, sucking up to her just because she don't want potentially that whatever information that Candy may have on her to not tell anybody. But like I said, Candy says Portia changed, and she's like, when they was having a little pop-up, how, you know, she was over there supporting Don Juan, and she was like, when she seen that, she was like, oh yeah, she has definitely changed. You know, I guess Portia and Don Juan has not always had the best history. So yeah. Says Candy, she always out here trying to make that money. She's thinking of having a virtual dungeon party. That way everybody, they still safe in the comfort of their home. They just, you know, pay they, you know, hey, you want this party, pay your money, put in this code, get this link, whatever, however, and you get your own little virtual party. I was like, Candy, she is always out here making her money. Now, when nobody talking to Marlo, but Marlo's like, I need to talk. She wanted to know what she did for that Portia doesn't want to be friends with her. And I was like, I guess the way things was happening, it was, okay, we friends, you my girl, and we in North Carolina, and seems like when you became friends with Kenya, it was like, okay girl, so what happened, what you think happened? And it was like, I'm not saying that Kenya was plotting seeds in Marlo's head, but it was kind of like that situation, which I hate to bring this show up, on Basketball Wives, when Tammy and Jennifer, they was cool, they was friends, but the moment Jennifer got back cool with Evelyn again, she changed. And I think this was around like season 7, I want to say. She changed. It's like, okay, so you went from dogging this girl, part-time dogging her daughter, doing everything under the sun, and said a whole lot of trash to me about this girl. Now y'all friends again. I think you moving funny. And it seemed like that because, like, Portia, when they went to the whole pumpkin patch, Portia's like, I don't know, it just seemed like things is shifting, things is going on. And then it really exploded in New Orleans when, like, Marlo was up there talking, really asking and, like, almost accusing Portia of sleeping in Bolo. And my whole thing is, if Portia had said, which I don't know if she did or not, that's none of my business, that's not my body, what would Kenya have to talk about if Portia had woken up the next morning like, girl, y'all know I slept with Bolo? What would Kenya have to say after that? Because she spent, since that time, been accused, and Portia would have been down like, I can't believe you slept with Bolo. Would it be that type of situation? I don't know. Marlo and Portia, they get to going back and forth. Marlo talking about some Portia's new phase. So Portia was like, you gotta do body. Kenya's like, that's childish. So I was like, was Marlo not challenged when she said Portia gotta do face? I don't know, but Marlo throws Candy out there. Well, the one you been kissing up to, the one you been talking about, so my friend, she was, the next morning she was telling everybody. So I'm like, okay, what is it? Did Candy go out there and tell everybody what Portia did? Or if that was the case, why are y'all asking, did you? You should have been like, well, Candy said you did it. I don't know, y'all. So that was a just. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so my beautiful face with the video. So you can click on it, like it, share it with your people, and come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people, tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. And this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.